Welcome to Group D's video essay. In today's video essay, we'll be discussing topics of sustainability in the film industry, the history of racism in the film industry, sexism in the industry, and library services.
According to a 2006 study by UCLA, productions contribute more to greenhouse gas emissions than manufacturing or the hotel industries. Unfortunately, the lack of more recent studies indicates how little focus there is on greenhouse gas emissions produced by the film industry. An average hour of filming for a Hollywood production equates to a return flight from London to New York City. An average day of filming equates to more than one person's annual carbon footprint. That is nearly 5 tons of carbon dioxide. With film industries growing after COVID lockdowns, the time for implementing sustainable practices has never been more urgent. There are a few ways that film productions can be more sustainable. Productions should use materials that lead to zero waste, while still meeting their own creative and financial requirements. Studios and facilities are designed and operated with adaptability in mind to accommodate changing tenant requirements. Prior to production, digital tools and shared industry infrastructure are used to carefully plan out how productions can reduce carbon emissions and produce zero waste. Another aspect of sustainability is inclusivity on-screen and off-screen. When we have diverse groups of filmmakers come together to create stories, they bring their own unique life experiences, which creates a wide range of perspectives and ideas to the table. Furthermore, if the crew reflects the diverse identities of our planet, it's more likely that the work will as well. These films can bring people together and make people feel seen and represented. This is why it's important to be mindful of how discriminatory issues can arise within the film industry, as once we are more aware of them, we can work together to prevent them.
The concept of whitewashing. Let's deconstruct whitewashing first. Whitewashing can refer to when a white actor plays a character of a non-white ethnicity, or when an actor of an ethnic minority has had their appearance changed to appear whiter. In terms of Asian American representation in Hollywood, Asian Americans have been historically portrayed as contaminating white American society.
Not like Okinawa.
It has now progressed to white actors playing characters of Asian ethnicity or Asian characters in other forms of media turned into a white character for Hollywood. Leucocentrism in Hollywood. Leucocentrism refers to the whitewashing in films of Asian characters where they are played by white actors, which was defined by the science fiction author Ursula K. Le Guin as the continuation of white imperialism's power move to co-opt non-white people and cultures to create a totally invented fantasy world. Tilda Swinton starred in Marvel Studios' Doctor Strange as the character Ancient One, with many figures in the industry criticizing from comments such as, "We are left with a story in which a white woman is schooling a white man in wisdom from the East, while all the other people who are actually from the East have next to nothing to do with it," written by Kenneth Lowe in Pace magazine. Ended up with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige stating that casting Swinton was the wrong decision. Leucocentrism began in the 1910s, with it being a common practice from the 1920s. The practice only allows for the erasure of Asian actors and stories to be told authentically. Code switching. Code switching refers to the way that people in underrepresented communities adjust their speech, behavior, and appearance to fit into the dominant community. Filmmaker and professor Daniel Bernardi wrote that the process for non-white actors trying to make it into the industry is to become white, as they try to achieve the Eurocentric standard that has been constantly changing.
In the 1961 film Breakfast at Tiffany's, the late actor Mickey Rooney portrayed Mr. Yunioshi, a Japanese photographer, wearing a tan, taped-back eyes, and bucked fake teeth. Yunioshi, Holly Golightly's upstairs neighbor, interrupts her glamorous socialite life with noise complaints and threats to call the police. Marlon Brando played an Okinawan villager and translator in the 1956 film The Tea House of the August Moon. To somehow get into the role, Brando studied the speech and culture of Okinawa, allowing him to engage in his method acting, which also involved Brando in makeup every day for 2 hours, so he would appear more Asian through tanned skin and monolith.
Number 3 after name indicate he is son of a son of a son.
Colorblind casting is a practice of casting directors and productions casting actors without considering cultural and ethnic backgrounds. The practice has become increasingly popular with shows such as Grey's Anatomy and Bridgerton. Colorblind casting is also featured in the now popularized format of rebooting and reimagining classic film and TV shows, as seen in The Little Mermaid where Halle Bailey played Ariel. Colorblind casting has its controversy from it being seen to erase identities and not provide authenticity to characters, with it being viewed as a similar tactic to the phrase, "I don't see race."
Pieces fall into place.
From colorblind to color-conscious casting is anything but black and white. It reflects a need for diversity and a new demand for authenticity. The artistic directors of Asian American theater company East West Players speaks. The thing about colorblind casting is that it denies the person standing in front of you, he said. It ignores identity, and for people of color, that further alienates us. Racism and its effects on the portrayal of British Black and Asian representation in TV and film. There has been an increasing representation of British Black and Asian characters on our screen due to the migration of this community in the 1960s. Representation has focused on providing programming for this community, helping them integrate into British society, or providing information regarding the communities. In mainstream television, they were relegated to being comedic features from secondary characters or using racial stereotypes. The BBC had produced a police procedural show entitled The Chinese Detective, which aired in 1981, which focused on the work of a British Chinese police officer played by British actor David Yi, who was the first Chinese lead actor in any British television show. Set in the London Docklands, the show featured Yip's character solves crime while facing predators from within the police force.
Sexism in the industry is wide-ranging, from inequality in leadership to entry-level behind-the-scenes roles. In the top 250 films of 2022, only 18% of the films had women as the directors, only up 1% according to the Centre for the Study of Women in Television and Film. A survey conducted by Raindance.org revealed that 94% of women working in the film industry had experienced sexual assault or harassment. According to the Centre for the Study of Women in Television and Film, the percentage of major Asian and Asian American female characters fell from 10% in 2021 to 7% in 2022. A study by the Directors UK, which covered a decade of film, showed that only 21% of public-funded films were directed by women, with it decreasing from 32% in 2008 to 17% in 2014. Sexism in the film industry impacts girls from an early age, infiltrating children's programming and embedding stereotypes in young minds. Studies reveal that subtle messages in TV shows influence students, with girls absorbing harmful beliefs when exposed to content reinforcing stereotypes about boys being naturally better at math. Numerous actresses and directors have shared their experiences of sexism in the industry. Rose McGowan stated that if she did not have long hair, the male casting directors wouldn't want to fuck her, meaning they wouldn't hire her, speaking to Hunger magazine in 2020. Speaking in 2015 to Telegraph, British Chinese actress Gemma Chan spoke of her experiences as an Asian actress, stating, "The statistics are really depressing. I remember reading something that made me think, oh, you're more likely to see an alien in a Hollywood film than an Asian woman."
Anyone who wonders if sexism is a problem should look at the research. Although much progress has occurred by hiring more leading women and women directors, the media isn't a healthy representation of women on or behind the scenes.
Although much progress has occurred by hiring more leading women and women directors, the media isn't a healthy representation of women on or behind the screen. When the film industry stops centering, hiring, and production choices on sexist standards, there will be an accurate representation that inspires social change and union everywhere.
In my 20s, it's so freeing.
Bridal. But not like I expect anything.
There's nothing I love more than a dumb blonde with daddy's plastic.
I know, he gets excited when
Did you see this one? We just got it in yesterday.
Oh, is this low viscosity rayon?
Yes, of course.
With a half loop top stitching on the hem?
Absolutely. It's one of a kind.
The UAL library services are some of the best resources the university has to offer. From archives to the endless amounts of books you can borrow from, there's really no limit to the information available to you as a UAL student. The libraries at UAL may seem daunting at first because of the sheer number of books that there are, but one of the best library resources is the fantastic UAL catalogue, which allows you to search, reserve, and book different books from different UAL campuses. Another great resource is the study zones at UAL. The UAL libraries provide PCs, Macs, MacBooks, and laptops to help you with whatever work you have to get done. We know as filmmakers, finding inspiration can be hard at times, which is why the UAL library is so useful. Books, novels, and films all go hand in hand, and there are thousands of books to take inspiration from at UAL. You may be thinking to yourself, why should I take inspiration from books? Well, there are multiple reasons. The main one is films, TV shows, and books are all different forms of literature. So why not take inspiration from other types of literature? That's why book adaptations work so well on screen, such as Harry Potter and Game of Thrones. Even the biggest blockbuster genre of today, superhero films, all came from a comic book. One of the best sources of inspiration that the library and the whole university provides is the Stanley Kubrick Archive at the London College of Communication campus in Elephant and Castle. This archive spans Stanley Kubrick's entire career, from his photography days at Look magazine to his last film, Eyes Wide Shut. This archive contains things such as scripts, costumes, props, set plans, and plenty more. This archive is truly a one-of-one and cannot be found anywhere else in the world. It's really an amazing collection to have to your disposal as a UAL student and most importantly, as a filmmaker.
Do you need some help? The LCC libraries have all your library needs.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
You know you can find library services on the UAL website.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
There's always someone at the library desk to help you.
Yeah, I know.
Are you sure you don't need help?
Yes, please stop following me.
I can always help you find the art books.
Please stop. For watching our video essay. Hopefully we can make changes and improve the world of film and TV.
Action.